I would like to say to the young women of the San Francisco community, we need your help. We need you to help enlighten us what you're looking for and what you can bring to us to help empower our community. Thank you.
I would like to say that the San Francisco section has been around for quite a long while. Our founder was the late Mayor McLeod Bethune herself. She happened to be in the city of San Francisco, and she decided she saw these brilliant young women that was of color, and she thought this is an excellent time to call them together and organize. So on that date, Mayor McLeod Bethune organized in San Francisco, and that was back in the 1925. One morning, which was a dismal morning, she called women together in a garage in Washington, D.C., and decided that these women was floating around that she could use of color. So that day she organized the National Council of Negro Women on the national level. As she organized, she had all the late, beautiful, smart women involved. We had a lot of women that were leaders, that she could use, and she used them. You might have heard some of the names, Vera yourself, and recognized them. But she made leaders of leaders, which I think was one of the best things that she could do, because she recognized a leader when she saw one.
Now, Miss James, I understand it was your idea for the Christian Women Award luncheon that we celebrate 33 years today at this event. And why did you come up with such a brilliant idea that has lived on for 33 years?
Well, I had noticed that we had been having events. We had been celebrating different events, the San Francisco section, but we had never thought about the Christian Award ladies. We had never thought about the ladies that spent so many days and time working in a church that nobody ever gave any recognition to. The hardest working woman that we have really is the church woman. Nobody had ever thought about that. So I know that I worked hard in the church, but that didn't bother me. I like to work, so people that like to work forget whom they are working for and why. But I thought one day, wouldn't it be nice to have a Christian Women Awards luncheon? One that recognized the women that worked so hard in each church and nobody ever noticed. The harder the women work, the pastor give them a little pat on the back, but then that's forgotten. But if you give awards, she has something to show for the rest of her life. So I took the idea to the National Council of Negro Women San Francisco section, and they thought the idea was a good idea.
Well, we congratulate you on coming up with such a beautiful idea, and we saw in the masses of people who were here today and from the different churches, and how proud the pastors were to be walking with their members. Even my pastor, Pastor Boyd, he was really strutting today.
Thank you. You and I have the same idea. I looked at the pastor all in white about 3 events ago, and he dressed in white that day, from white shoes, white suit, and boy, was he strutting. I said, look what NCNW did for the church.
Right.
Because the churches usually are busy with their own events. Mm-hmm. They are good people, right, but they don't have time to be, involved too much with other organizations. But when NCNW stepped up and made them Christian Women of the Year, the women got the men involved. Wherever you see that's one thing I give credit to. A woman is a brilliant woman. All women are. They are leaders. Right. And they know how to lead, even the men.
Right.
The men don't understand it and don't know it sometimes, but the hand that rocked the cradle ruled the world.
Well, you know, there's an old African proverb that says, if you need a job done, let the woman do it. The best man for the job is a woman, and she will always get the job done.
Absolutely. And that's who can get it done, too, the woman. But I know they have another saying, if you want to really get the news around the world, tell a woman.
Now, you're sitting beside your friend of long time, Miss Vera Clanton, and you were sharing with us a story about both of you being
Well, I
together.
shall never remember the day that Mrs. Clanton entered San Francisco section. She was wearing a sharp haircut.
Oh.
Her hair was pretty to me. And she stepped in and she said she was Vera Clanton and she had heard about the organization and she thought she wanted to join. So on that day, Vera Clanton became a member of National Council of Negro Women San Francisco section. And she really worked well with it. You know, if you had a point and could sell it to Vera, you had it made, but you better be able to sell it though. And for some reason, Vera really, I can say it, Vera really respected my ideas. And most of the time, my ideas went with Vera. And that was saying something.
Yes.
But Vera was a wonderful worker. She had a wonderful husband. And I admired them because they loved each other so much. And if they didn't, they certainly made me think.
Well, Miss Vera, tell us a little bit about you in the National Council of Negro Women. Well, you know, I'm third vice president of the San Francisco branch in the HCP. And from the first day I met Miss Vera, all of the advice she's ever given me has worked, and I've used it, and it has made me a better person. So when Vera Clanton speaks, we all listen. So Vera, tell us a little bit about your experience with the National Council of Negro Women.
Well, I have such a long story, though I was so glad that my predecessor told you some of the things, because I really came in working with her. And we both just, I was pretty straightforward and she was straightforward. So we got a job done, though, because we respected each other, and she helped. She's not as old as I am, I don't think, but we worked together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because she was the president when I came, when I joined, rather, because I didn't join right away. I didn't come in until about 58 or so, but when I did come in, I came in with a forceful group, but Gladys was our president, and she was as hard as they could be, but she worked with us and respected us, and we respected her. She could tell you to jump overboard. You'd say, well, I'll try.
That's good leadership.
That's
right.
That's good
It
leadership.
is good leadership. And then one of the things, I had a strong husband, and he was a longshoreman, and the longshoremen thought they could rule the world. They said, jump, you jump. He said, a little higher, you jump a little higher. So we got them involved, because he would take the ticket down there and say, you take this ticket and come to the NCNW program. Because my wife was working with this and that and that. And we just got good support, and we were doing really well. So, but when I first came here, I was like most of the young people are today. You had to see what was going on in the city of San Francisco, California. You couldn't get a place to stay in 43. You had to just take what you could get. And that might be 6 people using one kitchen, one bathroom, and a little hall toilet. So that's what we had in 43. But then 45, when And seeing all the soldiers was coming here too, you know. So, and we were just having a good time. But around 48, 49, I think I joined the council in 49. And one of her mates, one of her proteges, Mrs. Albright, she took a liking to me and said, I think you can do some work for her. So they put me in as a second vice. Lord, I worked so hard till I thought I really figured I may as well stay with this and just keep on working.
Right.
And I did. And when Gladys, I think I came president after her. And Dr. Height, when she come to California, she says, I gotta go to Third Baptist Church. Because what Vera Cline says, it goes. But I worked. I didn't only ask you to work. I followed what was given to me to do. I tried to do the best of it. And I've just had a good life with it. And frankly, I think Dr. Height was a lover of San Francisco or the West Coast and all of that. And I have so much of the work in my home. Karen can tell you, which Gladys can too, but she had probably more than I had. So, but I put mine together, and the San Francisco branch library, new library, came in the lady the other day and looked over some things, and she said, now she's going to bring a whole group in and some things we're going to put
She's
together.
gonna take some of your items and
Yes.
put it in the library, display in the
Right.
library. Well, let us know when that
And we
happens so
will
we
do,
can.
because we'll have they have it also. Karen is my supporter right now with the scholarship fund that I've decided. I'm through with all this running and stuff here in San Francisco trying to help somebody. Because, see, I had a school, self-improvement for teenage girls also. I got all of that stuff, and they saw it. And it's so much different than the young woman in that day when Wanda was coming up. Because we all, Wanda was a little soldier that had to help us all because her mother put a lot of stuff off on her. I think she's been the treasurer for all her life.
Well, you all have did great
Yeah.
works in the city of San Francisco. We glory in all that you've done. And I know that my audience, my watching audience, appreciate hearing all of the great contributions that you ladies have made. And then there are some unsung heroes out there that you want to share with us about.
I do. I really do. Thank you. Because she's not here, but we have a state convener,
Okay.
which is Miss James Ella James, who serves as the state convener for California, Northern California, and that goes. Can you help me out, Karen? Starting from how far north?
Sacramento.
To San Jose, as far south as San Jose. So we have chapters in that area, and our state convener. And I want to make mention of her name.
Well, that's great to mention that unsung hero, and with the magnitude of the area, she has to really be a willing worker to make things happen for the National Council of Negro Women.
She does. We meet usually once a month on the second Sunday, where all the presidents and different officers come together and communicate and work things out. We have a big Bethune luncheon that we do annually every year. This year it's going to be up in Fairfield. So we're constantly trying to work together to help build the community throughout California.
Well, we thank you. We thank the ladies for all that they do. Again, we appreciate and love you. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of so many. Okay, before we end, I would like for the ladies to give some advice to the young people on how they can come aboard the National Council of Negro Women or NAACP to make a difference in their lives. Once you step up, we will be able to help you in the things that you hope to achieve in life. Now, ladies, give us a piece of advice to the young people.
Okay. the important thing is to keep in mind that the mission of the National Council of Negro Women is to lead, advocate, and develop women of African descent all around the world as they develop their families and work in their communities. And if the young, I thought as a retired young woman, having had a full career, that NCNW couldn't be beneficial to me. But coming under the advice and coaching of women such as Mrs. Vera Clanton and our other young lady here in the with us, Mrs. Hutchinson James, I have continued to grow and be nurtured. So young women, if you're out there, you're struggling, you're suffering, and you need a little bit of this wonderful coaching and guidance, the same as Mary McLeod Bethune and Dr. Dorothy I. Height did for these women, they've done it for us, and we're all here as members of the organization to provide the same for you so that your families and your communities will benefit as well.
Okay, I would like to invite the young women, if you have an idea, if there's a program, a burning desire in your heart that you would like to see to go forward, something that you would like to implement in the community, join the San Francisco section or the Golden Gate sections. We work close together. Join us and we can help you maybe put that program into progress, help put that into process. Don't be afraid. Don't say, oh, it's a bad idea. There is no such thing as a bad idea. Perhaps that's something that as a group, we can help you empower that dream or make that go forward. Thank you.
I was very happy to know that there was a black organization that a black woman could join. And accidentally, I would always want to be a part of my daughter, who was a teenager at the time, activity. So she was invited out to the Bayview to one of the meetings. I didn't know anything about it, and I picked up some of the material, and it was all about the council, National Council, and I said, well, this sounds like something that I would like to be a part of, because I heard of the little teas that some of the sororities had, and some was very nice, but it didn't impress me. But when I read the background of Mary McLeod Bethune, I was impressed. So right away I joined, and I remember joining with Claudine Burns, another one of my members, and one of the ladies from San Francisco. And we joined the same Sunday. I found that I could work because I didn't believe in all this work that NC was doing. You know, I thought it was okay to go to a fair and pay my dues, but I became involved to the point that I used a lot of sweat and grit and lots of ideas to cultivate young women. My daughter became a member, her little friends were members, and that impressed me that they should be involved in something worthwhile. And then I became a member of the National. I was there, and I don't know why, but one of the ladies said to me, I have heard about you, Gladys James, a lot. This lady was from Philadelphia, but she was a part of NCNW. She says, and I hear that you are great for organizing and being kind and friendly with everybody. And I was shocked because this lady was from Philadelphia, and here I am from San Francisco in a meeting, and feeling very impressed to be in a meeting with all these other ladies of dignity. So right away I became the executive member at large. As soon as we held an election, they started needing to elect me.
But Miss James, have they started to have you write your life story?
Did they?
Your daughters, have they started to? Because you have so much vital information to share with us in such a short period of time. I'm just wondering if those daughters back there have started to pen a story about you so that we can buy the book and read it.
Well, Angela and Wanda know my life, as NCNW as well as I do, because they've heard it so much, I'm sure they're tired sometimes. So either one of the two could write. And
Well, we
Angela
waiting
is
to get the
good.
book.
Angela is very good at writing, you know. Wanda is an advocate of NCNW. Wanda worked as a, what? You held many offices in the council as a youngster. She started out as a teenager. So she's an old timer in the council. But they both are council people because their mother, I don't think they could have existed without their mother's involvement.
I think they just want you to document it, Ms. James. That's
Yeah,
all.
document.
That's what they want you to do.
That's
So
what
we'll
want
be
you
looking
to
for the
do.
book.
Miss Vera, can you give the young people out there a piece of advice?
Yes, I can, because I've witnessed this. When I came here, I started out as a dressmaker and all of that stuff. First thing you know, I went to Dorothy Farrier's school of modeling and all of that. And I was little, and the kids thought I was like they were, so they would play with me, and I would play with them. But then I started the school, that House of Andre, that you'll hear about or see about. And I knew Wanda knew about it, because it was for the young girls to learn to, even if it was nothing but to know how to do a grocery deal. They just needed the facts of life.
Skills, life
Work
skills.
together.
Yes.
That was the main thing that I think from a young girl I thought, if we could just work together, even as a family, how far we could get. Because I didn't have all the money and stuff that everybody else, some of these kids had, but I had a lot of nerve, and they just kind of worked with me. And I had a beautiful thing here in San Francisco, and Karen and I are working on it right now to get these young people to do some of the things that we used to do. You know, it'll be news to them and good for them,
Right.
because we've been
Life
through it.
skills.
Right. And fashion shows and all of that, yeah. We just had them modeling, and I tell you, I have a beautiful life. I just can't explain it. And Karen, see, I'm beginning to forget a little bit of the names. And this only started 3 weeks before I was 95 years old.
Well, we appreciate you sharing your memories
And
with
Karen,
us today.
and I want you to know, though, that Karen Newhouse has been like instead of really a daughter, kind of like a mother. You know, she got all the schooling she could get, but she didn't have a chance to use it. So now she's going to use it, and I think she's taking me kind of like that to take some of the things that I have and make something out of them, because she's taken over the scholarship program. This is important. We have a scholarship program here and it's out of San Francisco State, the first time anything like that happened. And the kids that even graduated from out there didn't ever speak of San Francisco State in Third Baptist Church. And after we got the scholarship started, I found out that so many of them had graduated from San Francisco State, but they didn't seem to feel that they fitted in like they should have or something. And now this is our 12th year, 13th, what is it? 12th year. And this year Karen can tell you more about it than I can now, because I just put it into her hands.
The scholarship.
We give our scholarships award October 7th
October 7th.
at San Francisco State. Students, the deadline for applying this year is June 30th, but they can go to San Francisco State's website and Google in, put in the search feature Clanton, CLANTON, and put their application in. If they miss it this year, the cycle begins anew come January of 2013 every year.
Thank you. So, apply for that scholarship, for the Clinton Scholarship at San Francisco State. And again, ladies, beautiful ladies of color, thank you for spending this time with me and buzzing around with Dr. Shelton, and I'm looking so forward to earn this on the television show so that the masses will be able to see some of the great contributions that are made in the state of California by the National Council of Negro Women and in the San Francisco Bay Area, and particularly in the San Francisco area. The National Council of Negro Women, congratulations again on your 33rd year of the Christian Women Awards luncheon. Thank you for including Buzzing Around in your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.